Hello, it's Simon Zutshi here, and in this property education video, I want to share with you the most important skill you need to develop to become a successful property investor and help you overcome the biggest challenge that you're going to face as a property investor. And that challenge is how to find really good property deals. If you don't know how to find really good deals, you're stuck straight at the beginning, not knowing how to invest in property. But there is a solution. In fact, there's some software that you can use to find really good deals in your area. Now, I've invited the CEO and founder of Property Filter, Guillaume Black, to come and share with you how you can use this incredible software to find great deals in your area right now. So welcome, Guillaume.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here.
My pleasure. So, Guillaume, first of all, just in case people don't know who you are, do you want to have a little bit of background about how you got into property and also how you came up with this incredible software to help you find really good deals?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm Guillaume Black. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Property Filter. Actually, we are students of Simon for going back for probably 2018, that time. Right. And basically, at the time, I was busy building bridges and working full-time, as an engineer. And the reality, so we went on Mastermind, we learned all the principles, like all the property magic things, golden rules, and the flow charts and all that. Yeah. We took all of that and we went to implement. And I was obsessed, about implementing, but the reality is that it was a lot more, a lot harder than I would like it to be. And despite doing 5 to 10 viewings a week, the reality was that I was either wasting my time scrolling through the portals, randomly booking viewings based on the pictures, the layout, and I would just turn up at viewings where the vendors were not motivated. And this is where you move from, this uninformed optimism to this informed pessimism, because you're like, oh, nothing stacks, there's no deal out there,
Yeah.
And
the number of times I hear people say, oh, there aren't deals in my area, or they don't stack up.
That's right, yeah.
And people use that as a block or a reason for not moving forward, don't
exactly.
they? Okay. And
then from there, basically, so we took a bit of a step back at some point, and we went back to the content, and I distilled all the content. I'm an engineer, so I'm obsessed about understanding and studying success. We went back to Property Magic, the golden rules, and things like that. And then basically the key learnings I had from my time learning from Simon was, all the success you'll have from property are downstream from your ability to finding good deals. Yeah. So you need to stack these skills, whether you like it or you don't. There's no successful people out there in property that are not good at finding deals. And then property is a people business, and then it transpires. It's like golden rule number 1, always buy from motivated sellers. The flow chart, question number 1, is the seller motivated? Oh, wow. So the deals are bought from the motivated sellers. Property is a people business, which means, the deals are bought from motivated sellers. And then it's a numbers game, the deals are in the follow-up, And then all of these principles we learned from Simon. And then we went into, because we're a bit techie, and we went, okay, there's got to be a better way than just randomly looking for right move, randomly sending letters to people who don't really, just own property, but not really interested in selling or anything like that. And we started to code some piece of software for ourselves. We built it for ourselves. We did quite well from it. Within 18 months, I was full-time in property Entrepreneur of the Year in 2021, Deal of the Year 2022, and now a judge at the Property Investor Award. All of this was with the traction, implementing the methodology we built. And so now it's great to be. We've been sharing this, to people in our network, the Mastermind network, and which was where we started. So we had most of the connections, and then we're starting to see them do quite well. So
absolutely,
a little bit by accident. This is how we realize, okay, we're sitting actually on something that can be quite impactful. Yeah. And whilst we build this thing for ourselves, and then we did nothing with it, in terms of building it for a couple of years. It's just seeing the feedback people had and how much they wanted it and how much they got results from it as well, which motivated us to just to double down on it. And now, I'm an accidental startup entrepreneur, so it's a level up from the accidental landlord, isn't it? But that's kind of where we are now, and we're just plowing a lot of resource into it to make it even better. So it's been great to see the success the Mastermind guys are doing as well, with it. So
fantastic. And so we actually pay for everyone who's on our Mastermind program or who does coaching with us to get access to Property Filter. But even if you're not on those programs, you can still access. It's not just for Masterminders. Anyone can access this. Now, I think it's £100 a month or $1,000 for a year, which, by the way, I think is so cheap. If you think about it, if you found just one deal, it would pay for like 20 years of subscription, right? But still, I know you're trying to make it so that anybody can find great deals. And there's no excuse for not finding good deals. But obviously, people can do a normal 14-day free trial. But because you're we do a lot of work for you.
Yeah,
We've
that's right.
extended a 30-day free trial. So what we'll do at the end, we'll put a QR code and a link up. I'll put a slide up so you can access that. But what happens once people take the free trial, sometimes when things are free, people don't really value it. What's the support they get from you and your team to help them actually find great deals in the area?
Yeah, so I think before starting with the support we give, we need to talk about the context of this, giving you the access to Property Filter in the context of this course.
Okay, great.
So really, I really like working with Simon because it's all about implementation. It's all about getting the results.
Yeah.
So the software will help you identify the good leads, and then your next problem is what the hell should I say to the vendor when the phone rings? You'll send a few letters with to motivated sellers, and all of a sudden the phone rings, and this is where we work really well together.
That's what this training's all about. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So these two things together combine, work really well complementary to give you like a really awesome resource. And then on the software side, so because people will be more or less tech savvy, they'll be more or less inclined to learn on their own. And we not only are we building a product, but we're building a really cool community of people like doing deals, and we want to build a relationship with all you guys. So there's plenty of resource videos and tutorials about everything you need, and we run live calls every week. So when you're on a trial, you get access to 2 live calls on Tuesday and a Thursday evening. At the moment, it's the current setup. And then as you convert into a full members, you get access to me, and we do more advanced calls as well. And there's lots of things like that. So there's a 7 days a week live chat. You get your question answered about the software within minutes, literally. And then outside of these, you can ask any question on a live call, speak to a human. So we're very much big on community and things like that. So it's not one of these things where you sign up and you have no clue where to start. We really help you. The team will help you basically. So yeah.
Great, and there are loads of training videos in there as well to show you how to use it. And I think that the recommendation is that it's best to use it on a laptop. It's not really designed for a mobile because there's so much information. It's best to sit down, do your property search. But the thing I love about it, once you've set it up, and it doesn't take long to do it, you can look for all sorts of types of motivated sellers. You can look for where the sale's fallen through, if a property is available for sale or for rent, if it's got a shortlist. So you've got all these different filters people can apply in their area. And then let's talk a little bit about how they actually use that. So once you find some properties, you can look at them and hopefully quickly work out which ones are the best ones. And then it's all about booking some viewings, getting into the property, speaking to the agent, build a rapport, or ideally speaking to the owner direct, and then making an offer. And we like to make an offer on every single property. Yep. And then recognise that we don't want the seller to say yes. And I'm going to cover this more in the training later on. If you make an offer and the seller says yes, it means you've probably paid too much. So a bit of a change of mindset. You almost want them to say no. When they say no, it's okay, well, what would work for you? And if you get a deal, great. But if you can't, it's all about the follow-up, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think because of Amazons and services we use every day right now, we used to say, okay, this is the price. I add to the basket and it's delivered to my door tomorrow. Yeah. With property, it's not quite like this. You want to ignore the asking price and realize the deals are going to be in the follow-up. So you want to position it so that putting your offer and having it rejected is part of the process. And you tick, and this is part of you progressing. Yeah. So don't be frightened of putting offers. The goal of your offer is to be rejected, and then it's for you to follow up every couple of weeks and things like that. Yeah. So when you start with Property Filter, we'll introduce you to the filter fortune flywheel, which is basically a 6-step process that explains you exactly how to get the most of all of this and leverage the support you'll get, from the content and the coaching and all the things being provided. So the first one is you set and forget your criteria. So we move away from a place where you'd be looking for something and then overriding your search with something else and then multiple tabs and all. You set and forget your criteria once and for all. Secondly, you go straight to motivated sellers. So inside these little blue bots, those lead generator, you've got your leads inbox you'll be introduced to, and amongst all the available properties, you go straight to the most motivated ones, and it will give you a short list of 5-10 properties or whatever the number, the ones you can go and work on right away. The next step is you want to take a decision on every lead. You want to disregard the things you're not interested in, and then save to your pipeline the ones you're actually working in. So it's in contrast with like when you go on Rightmove, in the main you'll be scrolling through pages and pages of properties you've already seen yesterday. And when you go back tomorrow, you're again scrolling through pages and pages of the same properties again. This is what your competition is doing right now, and we are swimming in decision fatigue, basically. Because the reality is, when you see your properties, either you like it or you don't, and rather than having to memorize all of Rightmove and take this decision again every day, you take it once and for all and you move on. This is where you get your time back, and basically within a few minutes a day, you are at the bottom of Rightmove, Zoopla on the market, all those data sources we bring you on the property filter. That's kind of the first three step of the flywheel.
Can I just interrupt that? I think it's a really important point because I think a lot of people have a favourite platform. They might like Zoopla or they might like Rightmove, but the problem is not every property is available on all platforms.
Scattered everywhere.
So you pull in all the different platforms together, so you don't miss any properties. If it's on the market, you're going to have it on the system.
Don't need to look anywhere else.
Right. Fantastic. Sorry, back to the flywheel.
Yeah, thank you. And then the next step is you want to fill your pipeline with the good leads, So, and then from these, you want to do 10 times fewer viewings, but the viewings you do, you want to focus on the motivated sellers, So view the right properties, which the system helps you identify. And then for every viewing you do, because they are all good viewings, you probably want to put an offer in, all right? And that's step number 5. And then the fifth step is really about following up, So it becomes very easy. So the idea is it's a flywheel in a way that, there's a lot of friction when you start in property. It took me probably 18 months, to get the traction, to get my first deal, and then become like bosses,
Yeah.
So you want to crank this flywheel as quickly as possible, and with basically the multiplier and leverage effects of the software and what to say to the vendor, you very quickly you'll get this going, and then the momentum is on, and then you want to keep the momentum on. If anything, longer term. So once you are on the other side of this course, you probably want to, even if you are not actively buying now, you probably want to spend 5 minutes per day on the software, do one viewing a week, if anything, one viewing, one offer, and then you follow up. And all of these things will compound, and then you build it up, and then all of a sudden, the offers you put today are your best life-changing deals for like 3 months from now, 6 months from now. And it's all about building this momentum and dominating your investment area with following the methodology and the support you give there.
I think there are 2 really important points I'd like to make from that. First of all, we said ignore the price, because the price that's listed is not going to be the price you're going to pay, because the whole point is these are motivated sellers and with time most sellers become more motivated, and these are particularly motivated. So a lot of people look at it and say, oh, the deals don't stack up, but at that price they probably don't, but at a lower price they will. Yeah, so that's the first thing. And then also the fact that this is a process. It's not, although there are deals there straight away, you need to speak to the seller, you need to put the offer in, you need to negotiate, because what happens is over time they become more motivated. And what the mistake many people make, Guillaume, is that they get impatient, they're not getting results straight away. We live in this microwave society, and Amazon exactly, and they want everything quickly, and they don't realise that anything that's worth doing, you need to put some time and effort in. And any business is going to take a little bit of time to get going. The only reason that you will fail, once you know how to find deals, once you know what to say to people, the only reason you'll fail is if you stop doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite interesting. So in the data, we look at previous year's first listing price versus actual completion price. And throughout the UK, like the national average is like the 17% difference between the first asking price and the actual completion price. So when I say ignore the asking price, like
so 17% on average.
It varies
in the UK.
In areas, property types, and things like that. But on average,
that's a massive insight. Really valuable. Yeah. Excellent. So, guys, if you want to get your trial, a 30-day extension. So normally you get a 40-day, but with us, because you're here, you get a 30-day trial. We're going to put a link up and a QR code. Click that. Come and take the trial. Don't think, oh, I'll do it some other time. Very often people think, oh, well, I want to get into property, but I'm busy now. I'll come and use that link later on. The whole point is about taking action. Why not find some deals right now? Once you've found some deals and you know what to say to people, you're far more likely to actually get some deals done. Don't put this off anymore, because at the time of filming this, we are in a massive buyer's market. The reality is there are more sellers than there are buyers. There's probably been not a time like this for the last 15 years that's good at this to buy property. So people need to get on to it straight away, don't they?
I agree. And then, why are you here? Why did you click the link? Why did you come to the event? At some point you must have realized, okay, I want to do something with property. And you must have some kind of a goal, It might be that you want, 10 grand a month, 5 grand a month, or you've got some goals of your own, But, every month you don't have your 10 grand a month, it's costing you 10 grand a month, think of this like not getting the stuff you deserve right now, and every month you don't have it, it's costing you, to have it. So the earlier you start, and it's as easy as doing one viewing a week, So, and then you get the flywheel going and the momentum going, and then we've seen so many of your masterminds, so many of your coaching clients do quite well. Just so it becomes very, very, very predictable. So
Fantastic. Who would have thought this all started from our 3-day mastermind accelerator?
5-6 years ago, yeah.
When you came on, learned all this stuff, and I just want to thank you again because I think you're absolutely revolutionising the property market. And no longer can people use the excuse of, oh, I can't find deals. That's not an excuse. If you've got Property Filter and you're using it properly, regularly, you will find great deals in your area. So, Guillaume, thanks so much. And as ever, I encourage you, invest with knowledge, invest with skill. Thanks so much. So I do hope you've enjoyed this property education video. If you've liked it, please like the video and put a comment below. Tell us what you think about how easy or not is it to find deals in your area. If you like the content, also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so every time we bring out a brand new video, you're notified so you don't miss any of the amazing content we share with you. And make sure you click on the link below to come and get your 30-day free trial of Property Filter. Don't wait, do it right now. Start finding great deals in your area and start making money from property as you should. As ever, I encourage you to invest with knowledge, invest with skill. Enjoy the next video.